Yeah, good day guys, thanks for joining us. This is Don's Graphics here. In this video, I will show you how to create this Power of Faith Conference church program flyer with the help of your Pixellab application. In today's special tips, I will be showing you how to create this awesome light effect behind these images just with the help of Pixellab. Don't go anywhere, stay close to the channel and subscribe to it, like the video, especially if you are joining us for the very first time. Without wasting much of your time, let's dive straight into today's lesson. So I'm going to delete everything afresh and go to 3 dots, click on image size, but then you want to change the image size to 1098 and the width is unchanged. The width 1098 and the height is unchanged, 1280. After achieving this, go to import. Now we're going to import a background. So we want to use this background for our design, and just increase it in size using relative position. Make sure it's on the middle, then go to layer and lock this up. Now often I've always told you guys it's not good to allow your background to be so bright, reason being that it will make it very difficult for you to put in your text. So when working with your designs, always ensure that the lighting on the background is not too obvious. And that is why right now we're going to start preparing this background for our design. What are we going to do? We're going to use a gradient. So go to shape, select a square shape and go to gradient. Now once you're on gradient, click on the plus button. After clicking on the plus button, you want to click here and also here. So let's go here and here. Now I've shown you guys severally how to create this gradient. It's very simple. Once you've reduced this completely to the negative end, just click on OK. And after clicking on OK, you want now to proceed and click on the fourth gradient pattern so that we can have somewhat a circle. Now after achieving all of this, click on OK, and as you can see we have this. Once you have realized this, go back to color, change the color to this, but then you want to pick the color from the background right now. So we are going to click on the plus button once again, and this is your color picker. Pick on the background, so select the layer that has the background, pick this dark blue color, click on your check mark, reduce it and make it even to be darker, and click on OK. Now as you are seeing, we have successfully achieved this. What we're going to do is just to increase it in size so that the background cannot be too bright. Once you have increased this in size, use relative position to make sure it's on the middle and make a copy of it. Now you can see how the light on the background is gradually reducing, and that is what we want to achieve. So at your wish, you can copy this to 3, then use relative position to make sure that all of them are on the middle. You can go to layer now and lock this up. After logging everything up, you can now see that the light on the background has really reduced, which means we can easily slot in our text. And this is what is so important, because the text or typography in design helps your design to communicate. After achieving this, the next thing we want to do is to bring in the light effects. So I created this light effect with a PSCC Touch application. Alright, so we're just going to reduce this in size, use relative position to align it on the middle, then lock it up. After locking it up, it's time for us to bring in. So let's check whether the image is blended with the background. I think there are some blending issues, so we can just go to opacity and reduce the opacity a bit so that it can blend well with our background. If it is not still blending, we can click on the image, go to erase color. Now as you are on erase color, enable it, and after enabling it, click on the color picker, which is here. Then you are going to pick out the black portion or the dark portion, and now you increase the tolerance. This way the image is going to blend with the background. So as you can see, I have successfully blended with the background. Let's check. We can increase opacity Okay, good. So everything is well in place. Let's try sending it downward. Let's see. Okay, good. So we can even send it downward to fall just below the first gradient, which is this. After achieving all of this, go back to layer and lock this up. Then we can bring in the image of the man of God. So right now we're going to bring in the images of the man of God by clicking on the import button. So we're importing this. Let's just crop this somewhere here. And we have this. You can reduce this in size a bit. Position it here. After positioning it there, let's go and edit this image to make it a little brighter. So I'm increasing the brightness and contrast 7 and 10. So the brightness is 7 and the contrast is 10. Lock this up and let's bring in the last image. So this is the last image we shall be using. This is just a 2-month prophet conference. Let's reduce this in size to fit well into this. But then look at what we're going to do. We're going to shift this to fall to the back of the first image. All right. Then we're going to click on the first image, which is this one. Then we'll rotate it. Go to your crop option and swap it by clicking here, because I want the images to align. Yeah, so they should be facing at least each other, which is so important. Now that they are positioned like this, go to layer and use selective position on them to make sure they are in the middle. Now it appears the light effect behind here is not too visible, so there are two things we can do. We can either add it or increase the size, but then I think we can increase the size. Then we shift it upwards. Okay, let's shift this upward. Very beautiful. Great. So depending on you, you might want to place the light effects just directly above the image to see which one is very good. So I think it's fine to leave it just above the gradients that we created here. Positioning it here is very good. We're going to lock everything up so that it doesn't interrupt when we are doing other stuffs. And as you can see here, there is some alignment problems, but then how can we solve that? Not alignment, blending. All right, so easily go to your draw tool, click on draw, increase the pen size, increase your smoothness and the blur radius. Tap your finger on the screen and click on the check mark. Easily you have created your fading effect. But then after creating this fading effect, you just want to stretch it out so that it fits so well with the background. We're going to change the color into the background color. Remember the color that we created. I'm going to position this here right now. Can increase this in size, position it here so that it blends with the background. Then make a copy, position this here as well. So now you can see that the elements are blended, or the images are blended with the background. So that is what we intend to achieve. Okay, after blending everything with the background, go to layer and you lock it up. So beautifully you can see that the light effect is already popping up here, which is so good. Then the next thing we're going to do now is to bring in the church logo. So this program is brought to you by Revival Faith Ministry. As usual, we are going to reduce the logo size, okay, so that it fits well with our background. I think we can bring in the images and the light effect a little downwards. Okay, then we bring in the fading also. Perfect. Now that everything is working as planned, the next thing we're going to do is to write the name of the church. So we're going to position this here Then we bring in the name of the church. So this is World Revival Faith Ministry. World Revival Faith Ministry. Put this in capital letters, break it into two beautiful lines, then go to your font option, and the font we are using is called Helvetica Black Condense, this one. Click on OK and reduce it further in size, then break it right here. So after bringing it here, we go to color. So we can go to color and do some swapping. Go to color and select only Faith Ministry and change the color to blue to yellow. So we are using white and yellow color combination now. And after achieving this, the next thing we're going to do is to go to text and write team. So the team, in capital letters. Then you bring it to this other top right corner. Go to your font setting and use Rocksport Sans Light for this text. And bring it a little bit closer to this point. After achieving this, we can reduce the size a bit again to just about 20. So we are going to select this text and write capital letter arrow. All right. Then we increase it in size. So I believe you can see the logic we want to achieve here. So bring it in size, reduce it a little further to just about 61. So the theme of this event is redeem, but then we just want to begin with a big capital letter arrow to just highlight some points here. So since we want to make this arrow to stand out, we are going to change the color as well to yellow. Then we'll make a copy of it and write redeem. So let's edit this into redeem. Now that we have written redeem, or let's just spare the redeem and you'll see what we are going to do. So we're going to have redeemed. Okay, so this is redeem. We are going to remove the arrow. Remember that we already had our arrow, so we are left with this one to make it complete. But then we are going to reduce now the size of this one. Then we change the color to white. Okay, and use your position button to make sure that this is aligning. So we have redeemed. Now that program, it's tagged under a conference. It's tagged under a conference. So we are going to go to new text and write power of faith. We're going to write power first of all in capital letters. Increase this in size a bit. Then go to your font setting, and the font we are using here is called Helvetica. You can download this font from the font place. Make sure you've liked the video and you've subscribed to the channel, especially if you are joining us for the first time, because we always share these kind of awesome Pixellab tutorials here that will help you to improve a lot as far as graphic designs are concerned. Thank you so much if you've already done that. If you haven't, please do well to subscribe to the channel. Now that we have power, we're going to go to color, which is here. Click on color, then we're going to use a gradient. Now I have this yellow and orange gradient that we're using. Let me just show you the color code. So for the yellow, it's basically just to choose a yellow color. All right, let me just show you the color code is F703. Right, then for orange, it's F7B08. Then you click on OK. So we're using this particular gradient. Now that we have power, we want to shift this up. So we have power, and then we're going to go to shape, look at how we're going to bring in the next write-up. So we're going to go to our shape and reduce this in size. Then we have this, and then quickly, so we're going to copy this same text, since we want to maintain the same font here, the Roxford Sans Light. Let's edit this into off. Okay, so off, and we're going to increase the size so that we can move it easily. But then we change the color into this dark. I'll make it to fall just inside this shape. Alright, let's leave this in small letters and see how it goes. So I have power of faith. Alright, that's cool. Go to your style. So go to your style and bold this up. Click on B to bold it up. So it's bold up. Use our position button to adjust this carefully, so much so that we have power off. Then let's copy this into fit. Make this to fall in capital letters, then bring it here. Alright, okay, now we're going to do some adjustments here. Click on this bar. Let's just increase it again in size. Then after increasing in size, go to spacing and reduce the spacing to right about -10. Let's increase this in size also. Alright, let's check the size of this. It's 137. This is 137 gauge. Then go to spacing as well and reduce the spacing of this to just about -5. Now go to layer and send down this other write-up so that it can correspond with the first. After achieving all of this, go to layer, select the offset, use your laser position to align it to the middle, then click on power and also align your power on the middle of your work. Bring it a little closer. So we have bar of fit. Then we're going to copy this text and write conference. Make this to fall in caps. Let's change the color to white. Reduce it a little further in size and use your relative position, your space in series to space this out. So bring it here and space it out neatly like so. Go back to your relative position and tag this to fall just on the middle of your work. So we have this. Let's adjust this. Alright, good. So we have power of faith conference. And now right down here, we're going to leave some ample space or some good space for the write-up that will follow. So we're going to go back to layer and do some adjustments, guys. So let's click here. All right, let's send some of this write-up up. So from the images and the theme, you will see the ones we're sending up, so that we can have some space for other write-ups. Okay, good. Now that we've achieved all of this, we're going to copy this and I'm going to write the name of the preacher. So we have Minister Henry Chibuike. I don't know, these are just random names I picked, and I hope they are very good Nigerian names, right? So we're going to go back to style and unbold this. Remember that we bold it up, so unbold it by clicking here. Then also go to spacing and undo the spacing so that we can have just something very simple. reduce this in size and position it here. But then we're going to use now line spacing to bring closer the lines in between the text. So we're going to copy this as well and write Minister Paul Anderson. Now rotate this neatly since it rotated by error, and position this here. Now that we have all of these positions here, so we can bring this here and here. There are no worries. Alright guys, so after writing the name, the next thing is to position them on this position, just directly beside the images of the preachers. Then we're going to make a copy and write the date. So it's happening on the Alright guys, so basically you can put the names here or here, or at this same basic position where you see me putting the names. There are no worries at all. Okay guys, so after writing the names, the next thing is to bring in the program details. So we're just going to create a shape, and after creating your shape, just give it a visible brighter blue color. Use selective position to make sure it's on the middle. We can reduce this a little further, then we shift it up, and we copy this. Let's write the date. It's Sunday. October 2004. Make this to 4 in capital letters and bring it right there. Now we're going to increase this in size, and after increasing this in size, what we're going to do here is to shift this a little further, then go back to shape. Let's create another small kind of shape for the timing, and then we're going to change the color of this into this other darker version of blue, but then you can use any other color here that is not too bright. We can copy this and write the time, which is as from 9 a.m. In brackets West African time. And we are going to use our relative position. Now go to alignment and align this to the middle. Increase it a little bit in size, and use your bold option to bold this time up. Now after bolding up the time, the next thing that we want to do here is to write the location. So let's copy this text and write the location. So this program is happening at off Eric Ma, Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos, Nigeria. Off Eric Ma. Off Eric Ma in Lagos, Nigeria. Use your breaking it up into 2 lines will just be cool. So we are having this for that, and use your position button to shift this a little downwards. Then we're going to copy this and write for online streaming. For online streaming at World Revival Faith Faith Ministry. So for all online streaming, follow the program at www.worldrevivalfaith. So www.worldrevivalfaithministry. We can reduce this further in size and use our position button to position it on the middle of your work, then leave it right below here. So that's it, guys, for this flyer design for Power of Faith conference. We can change this text, into, let's change the font into Hevitas. All right, so we have this. I think Hevitas will be more okay there. So I've changed the font of that letter R into Hevitas. That's it for this program, this church conference flyer design for the World Revival Faith Ministry International. If you did learn one or two things in today's lesson, please kindly drop a like on this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to see you in our next tutorial. Until then, stay blessed, and we love you always. Thank you so much for watching.